So what does it mean to me? I would say, like the last one, it shows that Jakarta at the Eclipse Foundation is a success, because we have way more releases than we had with Java EE in the past. I would say, I cannot say it if it's exactly like that, but I would say it's about one release each year. And for a specification, right, that should live, I don't know how many years, that is really a fast release cycle, and that is great. I would say for Germany, it's more or less the same as for any other country in the world, right? So Jakarta EE is a specification. And in our industry, especially like in the finance sector and some other sectors, you want to work with specifications. You want to create software that really have a long lifespan and that is not created and thrown away next year or something like that. And to achieve that and to have good developers that know the tools they are using, it's best to use well-defined tools, and they're the best is to use really specifications. And so based on that, Jakarta, from a Java point of view, is the specification when it's about enterprise development. So wherever you are in the enterprise sector, it really makes sense to use those APIs because they are well defined, they are well documented, and you have millions of developers around the world that know those APIs and they know how to work with them. In iJUG, we have different kind of members. We have newcomers, so we have young people, and we even have developers that already work with Java like 25 or 30 years, something like that. And I would say for all of them, Jakarta EE has some great benefits. When starting with the newcomers, it's well documented. It's a small set of well-defined APIs that you need to know, and you do not need to take care, for example, of any implementations. So it's, I wouldn't say super easy to learn, but it's much better to learn than something where you have a mix of API, of implementation, and that changes like twice a year. And with Jakarta EE, if you ask a question today, the answer will be valid like in 5 years. And based on that, there is so much good content out there that helps newcomers to really learn about the concepts, to learn the APIs, and use them in their job. And for like senior developers, it's generally the same. I think what they really like about it is that it's stable, because they often seen that they needed to recreate projects based on API changes, framework changes. And by using Java, not Java EE, Jakarta EE, you have a very good roadmap how you can like update, for example, each year your application based on the new version. Sometimes you need to do migrations. We had this not so good thing with the Java X moving to Jakarta namespace that took a lot of work for sure. But with newer versions, in the best case, you just update the version and don't need to change anything. And that is awesome. That's a very good question. And at iJUG, we already thought about that. I would say there are different call to actions that could be done and should be done in near future. So one thing is, we already talked about how to contribute, right? And that is a hurdle for a lot of people. So from my point of view, during hand-on sessions like tutorials or workshop, like how to contribute to Jakarta EE or to Eclipse Foundation projects in general, that would be great. And we have from iJUG some very good conferences, events in Germany, like the Java Land or the Java Forum Stuttgart or the Java Forum Nord, where we could host, together with the Eclipse Foundation, such events to get developers into it, understand the workflows, understand the concepts, and so on. I would say it not only benefits iJUG, it benefits iJUG and Jakarta EE. From my point of view, and that is from my point of view, one of the important topics why the iJUG is part of Jakarta EE, a standard need to be formed by as many different individuals or companies as possible to really have different meanings, different insights into the topic. And in Jakarta EE, we have a lot of vendors that are part of the working group and that are working on the specifications. And based on this, having a member that is not a vendor, that is not a company, like the iJUG, or another good example is the London Java user group, that bring a totally different, view on that topic and can really be the voice of the members of the community. And that is, from my point of view, a very important topic for Jakarta EE. And now coming to why is it important for iJUG? Because we then, as the voted individuals who go to the Jakarta EE meeting, who contribute to all that, can be a voice for the whole community. And the iJUG community, it's the community of all German Java user groups. So we're talking about a huge community with a lot of Jakarta EE developers. And what we can do is we can bring news, insights directly to those people. And on the other hand, take input from those people and bring it to the working group.